dance to the song here, the entrance music of Bad News and Tattoos. Carly Bravo.
To the legendary Coolio, and this is a special night for a lot of reasons. Carly Bravo last year at Still Here 3 was involved in the first ever SHW pre-show match. He's gone from the pre-show match to the main event in a single year's time. Carly Bravo, like him or not, is an absolute star, and he's now the hand-picked man to kick off things for Dishonor inside the War Chamber.
What a main event we have in store for you folks coming up here momentarily. Of course, we had Carly Bravo on the podcast just last week, and that did not go so well for us.
It did not go well, but he got very irritated by someone on the other side of this thing. And, you know, before we talk about them, we've got to talk about the fact that Carly Bravo has had an absolutely banner year. Number 381, I believe, on this year's PWI 500 after only 2 years in the business. There are people 10 years in the business that have never made that list. He's doing incredible things. And what does it mean that Dishonor has handpicked him to start the War Chamber? Now the question is, who's the first man to fight for Team SHW?
Representing Team Southern Honor.
Well.
Are you serious?
You were standing in brilliant light.
If this is who I think it is, the roof is about to come off the Action Building, GB.
I thought you could stay, but I was so wrong. The end is here. The game is over. No more pretending. No more.
A little history lesson there. And a match where we thought it would be David Ali's final SHW match. Last month we found out he laid out Carly Bravo in the back parking lot here at the Action Building.
This place is about to go crazy.
Listen to this place. This capacity crowd here in the Action Building losing their mind, and the death stroke has arrived at SHW.
So we've not seen David Ali in this place for months, and he came back with one goal in mind: to save SHW.
And how fitting is it that the first two men in this War Chamber match, David Ali, the savior, taking on the man that sent him packing all those months ago, Carly Bravo.
So I gotta tell you, I'm not sure if I'm shocked or not. I kind of thought that David Ali might be picked to be the cleanup hitter on this one, but apparently Gary Lamb decided to go with his hand-picked surprise first. David Ali out the gate to represent Team SHW against Team Dishonor. And here's the thing, they've got the longest period of any one-on-one duo here, as they're going the first 5 minutes uninterrupted, and you've got to know that there is so much angst and animosity between these two that this might feel like a long time coming.
Welcome back, David Ali.
Absolutely.
Welcome home. to SHW.
And you got to think Carly Bravo right now is beyond upset about all of this. He feels as though SHW has been his show since, in his mind, he eliminated David Ali from the picture.
Absolutely, and just a few minutes ago, GB, you asked, what does it mean that Dishonor has picked Carly Bravo to start this thing? It could be a make-good for last month, as Carly was the only member of Dishonor to lose his matchup.
You got that right. But listen to this crowd.
The Hallelujah chant that one time we despised, now it's kind of endearing here in the Action Building.
Think about it, a year ago in this very moment, oh, look at this.
The former members of Overkill, is David Ali holding up the Overkill sign. Gosh, listen to this crowd. This place is hyped up and ready for this main event,
But
GB.
look at this. Wow. Whoa.
Look at the shirt on Carly Bravo. A familiar sight there for David Ali.
Over still. Wow.
How about that?
And so now the question is, who's going to enter into which ring, as they're both in separate rings? And we've got a bell.
Senior official David Weekley calls for the bell here, and we're about to get this thing underway.
And here it is, the clock starts. 5 minutes for these two, and look at the look on David Ali's face. There are so many stories here. David Ali clearly came to save SHW, but he also came to right the wrong.
Oh, a spear through the ropes from David Ali, and just Fist of Fury flying right now from Ali to Bravo. Bravo reverses it though, and now Bravo on the attack.
Well, listen, we knew that these two had a lot to get out of their system. And this is a fight between brothers if we've ever seen it. And nobody can stop this fight. The ref can't stop it. The officials can't stop it. For 5 minutes, these guys are going inside of this cage, this war chamber.
Absolutely. We talked about it earlier during the match between Kyle Matthews and Chip Day. The guys that are like brothers tend to go at it harder than anybody else, and these guys are no exception.
No exception at all. We remember the tearful goodbye of David Ali, but there were no tears shed that night from Carly Bravo. Carly Bravo was happy in his mind to shed the shadow of David Ali.
Look at this. Look at where Ali's going, up to the top, perched on the top turnbuckle. A huge lariat from the top there takes down Bravo.
And think about this also, you know, as I'm thinking in terms of the coaches here, the coach being Brooklyn for Dishonor, the coach being Gary Lamb for SHW, you've got to think that whoever you put in first has to be the king of endurance. Because they've got to last this entire session to be able to make something happen here in the War Chamber.
Oh, spinning heel kick there to the gut, and looking for butterfly effect. Can he connect? No, Bravo squirming, trying to break free. Now both men spill to the middle, and look at this.
Oh, wow.
There is a gap there in between the two rings, and David Ali is spilled down in between the gap there. That's dangerous, man. Somebody could turn a knee or break a leg.
Well, certainly, and that makes the War Chamber that much more dangerous. You have to always look out for landmines and things of that nature, and such is the case here with the gap in between the two rings. It is an intentional landmine here in this War Chamber.
An all-out slugfest right now, and a big chop there from Bravo to Ali. Sends him over the top rope into the first ring.
This is just incredible to watch, and listen to these people.
This crowd firmly behind David Ali and Team SHW here tonight.
You know, it's so ironic. This time last year, the people were against David Ali. They wanted to end his reign of terror. And now
look at the strength of Ali there. Bravo going for a flatliner, but he got caught now in a fireman's carry position. But now Bravo able to escape, sends Ali into the ropes, and reversal there and a knee to the gut.
And I was going to say, here's the thing. In this situation, pinfalls mean absolutely nothing. It is almost, you know, second nature for a wrestler in a moment like this to go for a pin, but pinfalls will mean nothing in this scenario.
That's right. It's submit or surrender, and of course, that won't matter yet until we get everybody into this matchup, and that's going to be a little bit.
That's right.
Ooh, a flying uppercut there from David Ali, taking down Bravo once again.
And think about this, David Ali obviously was knocked out of SHW, made his decision to move into other parts of the world. But here's the thing, SHW has always been his home. It's been a place that he has been concerned about ever since he left. And so naturally, it only makes sense that he would come back as the savior to save this company.
Carly Bravo now turning the tide in this matchup. And of course, yeah, you mentioned David Ali down since day one here in SHW, been here since the very beginning.
That's right.
But he's in trouble right now. What a homecoming it would be if he can help Team SHW get the victory here tonight.
It certainly would be. But on the other hand, Carly Bravo certainly feels like he's got something to prove after what happened here at SHW last month, being the only member of Dishonor to lose a match. It does kind of feel like he's got something to prove to that crew.
And again, I mentioned it earlier, but to take you back to last week on our SHW podcast, a big rake to the back there from Bravo. Bravo was our guest on the podcast somehow or another. David Ali able to interfere with our feed there and send in a video specifically calling out Carly Bravo. Carly did not take too kindly to it, cut the interview short, took off on us. And we saw him a little earlier, not in a good mood. Look at there, holding up the overkill sign right in his face. But David Ali, we saw him as well. He's excited to be back.
He is excited to be back, but he might regret that because this War Chamber literally could take years off of your career.
Looking for eastbound and down, but Ali able to escape, hits a kick to the middle there, and looking for maybe the butterfly effect, and it connects.
He certainly did connect. But look at this.
We've got 10 seconds here to the next entrant.
And remember, the advantage because of the coin toss goes to Team Dishonor. So we know it'll be a member of Team Dishonor who will come in to help Carly Bravo. Let's find out who it is. Oh my God.
I tell you what. Big move there from David Ali, but Sal, ever since turning to the dark side, it's just creepier and creepier every time we see him. You saw how he came out here on the stage.
And let's remember that last month, Sal Renaro became one half of the SHW Tag Team Champions.
He sure did, and now he's taking it to David Ali. Oh, David Ali with an uppercut there to Renaro. 2-on-1.
And remember, these intervals are 2-minute intervals, so for the next 2 minutes, it's very clear David Ali is going to have to find a way to survive here. And he's doing his best right now against Sal Renaro.
Big kicks there, and a short arm DDT takes down Sal Renaro, just planted him squarely on his head.
But you know, I don't know that a DDT on Sal Renaro really has as much effect since
who knows? It could knock some sense into him.
Well, you got that right. It certainly could.
Well, look at this. David Ali about to lower the boom here.
Could he indeed? Oh, wow.
I thought he was going for the death stroke, but instead Carly Bravo stops it.
Certainly did. And think about this. Carly Bravo is perhaps... Whoa!
Big kick right up under the chin there from Sal Renaro and just clapping and grinning at the crowd like a crazy person.
Well, at this point now is where we're going to see how teamwork works here for both of these squads. Of course, Dishonor has really been on the same page since their formation, and now we're going to see how well this particular duo works together with Sal Renaro and, of course, Carly Bravo.
Carly Bravo, Fist of Fury just flying now, pounding down on the head of David Ali, and you're right, GP. This team of Dishonor has been running rampant for the last several months and kind of a well-oiled machine at this point.
Let me tell you something. Carly Bravo is putting to the boots to David Ali, and these two are fighting as if they were Puffy and Mace at this particular point, as though somebody owes the other one $3 million. The fact of the matter is, Dishonor simply wants to ride out and destroy everything that is SHW, and nothing would make Carly Bravo happier than to send, once again, David Ali packing with a loss.
David Ali in a world of trouble here as he's outnumbered.
And that 2 minutes is flying by. Let's find out who's coming to help Team SHW.
Oh boy. Well. You hear the crowd going nuts. They're war ready.
And let's consider one super important thing. Of all of the people in this particular match who have experience inside this War Chamber, it was this time last year where that man, Owen Knight, stepped into the War Chamber to become the SHW champion.
And Owen Knight coming in like a house of fire, taking it to both members of Dishonor there. Oh, look out. He's
Look
got
at this.
Sal Rinauro. Oh! Sal Rinauro on top of Carly Bravo with that Uranagi. Great move there by Owen Knight, the working team captain.
Fantastic move, and you got to think Owen Knight is really kind of the marathon man, dare I say, of SHW. He's been the man to go coast to coast multiple years in the Rumblejack, almost an hour there. Remember last year, he was #1, of course, inside this war chamber, and turned around, oddly enough, to beat the man who is his partner right now, David Ali, to become the SHW champion at Still Here 3.
We talked about how the members of Dishonor acting as a well-oiled machine. If there's any members of Team SHW, look at that, into the cage in stereo. If there's any members of Team SHW that can do the same, work as a well-oiled machine, think about the guys, the years in the ring that they spent with the New Era.
Yes.
David Ali, Owen Knight, years as best friends. Of course, they were,
Well, look at
what do they
this.
got in mind here?
Oh, it looked like they were trying to figure out what their game plan was.
Coming up with a game plan, but these guys know each other so well. So I'm very excited to have them in there representing SHW together at the moment. Big time suplexes to both members of Dishonor right now.
And you've got to wonder how long can they work well together. And look at this. This looks like some New Era partnership here.
Oh, super kicks in stereo. One for Sal, one for Carly.
You know, we talk about brotherhood. There were two. Oh, well, look at that.
How about that?
Well, that tells us all we need to know here. So clearly, Owen Knight, David Ali on the same page, which they need to be tonight. They're not fighting for championships. They're fighting for perhaps something much greater, and that is a major, major pendulum shift for SHW.
Now check this out. Sal Rinauro and Owen Knight finally making it into the near side ring here.
But we've got another member coming out this time for Team Dishonor.
That's right. Now, I don't know if you noticed, it looked like Sal was trying to climb the cage. That's not going to do him any good to try to escape.
It certainly isn't.
What do we have here?
What in the world?
Another member of Dishonor making their way out. Oh, man.
I am almost speechless.
I've got chills running up my spine right now.
Let me tell you something. Amid all of this, we sometimes forget that one of the highlights of any Still Here is an entrance from Joe Black. He always puts something special together, and now even as a part of Dishonor, this kind of Batman-like situation, which is probably the dark side of Batman, dare I say. I'll tell you, Joe Black sends chills up my spine, but this takes us right now back to Still Here 3.
Oh!
As those three men were involved in the War Chamber, the last three men in the War Chamber for the SHW Championship last year.
And my, what a difference a year makes.
You got that right.
Oh, look out now. The numbers game coming into play here is 3 members of Dishonor taking on 2 members of SHW. Oh, big lariat there from Joe Black, the Black Cloud of Dishonor.
And think about this. You could dare say that the most respected member, oh my God,
And just slinging David Ali like a sack of potatoes right into the ring.
the most respected member of this team, the team of Dishonor, would be Joe Black.
And look at the strength here of Joe Black again. Just picking up and almost ragdolling David Ali into the cage once again.
Here's what's scary. Joe Black seems to be the healthiest we've seen him in the last couple of years. Because of all that he's been able to do with Dishonor, this is now changing the trajectory of this particular match. And him coming in now, I gotta say, oh wow.
Oh, are you kidding me? Did you see what Sal Rinauro just did?
That was impressive from Sal Rinauro.
That was
Wow.
nuts.
I don't even know what to call that.
What a move there from Sal Rinauro.
Meanwhile, look at the camaraderie that we're seeing here with the Team Dishonor.
Running high knee there from Carly Bravo up under the chin of Ali. Sal Rinauro driving the foot across the face there of Owen Knight into the cage.
And let's remind you, there's no disqualification, there's no pinfall.
Oh.
There's no way to even make a fall at this particular point until all members of both teams are entered into the War Chamber.
That's right, release German suplex there from Joe Black to David Ali, and now Carly just laying the boots to Ali as well. Sal back on the attack to Owen Knight, and again, like you said, GB, no pinfall. It's going to be submit or surrender, and it won't matter that we can't do that until everybody gets in the ring, like you said.
Absolutely, and you've got to think that this style of match really does favor Dishonor because, again, they love chaos, they love disorder, and now we've got someone to come in and assist Team SHW. Who's on the way? Oh, boy.
Murder One.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but I gotta tell you, seeing Murder One in an SHW shirt, talk about things you thought you'd never see in 2022.
I tell you what, it's been pretty surreal over the last few months with Murder One making his way into SHW, shocking a lot of people, including us.
Well, look at this. Murder One is in that ring, but Joe Black specifically went to the other ring, and I'm not sure, again, you know, Murder One and Joe Black have been together for a long, long time. Lots of history there.
Oh, look at this. What a move there to Sal Rinauro from Murder One. Bravo ducks a clothesline, hits a couple of right hands, a third one there, and a fourth. Trying to take down Murder One. Murder a little wobbly now, but a big back elbow there meets Carly Bravo.
Yeah, you know, we talk about oh my God.
A flapjack there from Murder One.
My goodness. And now Joe Black is alone, but Joe Black does not realize that behind him is Owen Knight and David Ali.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
And now Ali and Owen Knight attacking the Black Cloud.
Yeah, I think Joe Black thought he was safe and getting away from his former friend, and I'm assuming former friend, in Murder One. But look at this. Now they're handing Joe Black over to Murder One, and this is what I want to see.
Murder One licking his chops now as he's... You know he was going to be focused on Joe Black in this matchup, and he's finally getting what he wanted.
Absolutely, and again, it's almost surreal to see Murder One in a ring putting the boots to Joe Black, given their long history.
Now back in the near side, big suplex there from Ali. The Bad News and Tattoos, Carly Bravo, and Sal Rinauro gonna send Owen Knight face first into the cage. No, but Owen Knight blocks it.
And I was gonna say, and remember, again, it is the two men that started this whole chamber, David Ali, and of course, Bad News and Tattoos, Carly Bravo, and they are still going at it.
Oh, Sal Rinauro gets thrown into the cage.
And he's stuck.
It's like, yeah, he like stuck like Velcro right to the cage.
It's like Cardi B, he's up and then he's stuck.
And look at the big elbow there from Murder One taking down Joe Black.
So Murder One clearly has the height advantage of any one of these team members, and now we're coming to the fourth team member of Dishonor. Oh my gosh. Clearly Murder One has got it in for Joe Black.
Joe Black just went head first right into the cage, just sailing across the ring there. And look at the new face there of Sunny Days.
And it's a scary look for Sunny Days. You know, I never thought in my wildest dreams that we would see Sunny Days teaming with Dishonor, but think about this. You know, there's a long-standing history between him and Brooklyn and the Heathen Cruel, and clearly that history was enough to reunite them. A year ago, those two were at odds in this very ring, and now they are fighting on the safety, but look at that.
Ooh, Ali comes flying off the top rope, but he catches a headbutt to the chest. And there's another headbutt right to the chest of Owen Knight, taking him out.
And let's not forget that Sunny Days is now one half of the SHW Tag Team Champions along with Sal Rinauro.
Big uppercut there. Uh-oh, look at this. Sunny side slam for Ali.
And isn't it interesting how every time a new team member comes in, the momentum switches to that particular team, and in this case, the advantage, 4-on-3, goes to Team Dishonor. Oh, God.
Massive cannonball. Did you see the whole ring shake?
I did. The ring, it didn't just shake, it moved.
Shifted, you're right.
And oh, wow, look at this.
Sunny Days calling Murder One over to the near side ring. I see near side ring, the one nearest to us here on the stage.
Oh, but look at that, the brilliance there. Sal Rinauro, oh my God.
A DDT from the second rope again. The numbers game coming into play here.
And remember, there are no pinfalls, there are no countouts, there are no disqualifications, submission, surrender, and that happens only after all of the members of this match are inside the War Chamber.
And think about this, the man behind the paint. This is our anniversary show. Supposed to be such a special night for Southern Honor Wrestling. The man behind the paint here, Sunny Days, a big part in forming SHW, a big part in keeping it going for these 4 years. And how disappointing is it, not only for us, but for these fans, to see who he's aligned himself with and to see what he's doing here tonight.
And I guess in his own mind, maybe he thought that's the only way he could have any sort of control again of this company. What a year it has been for him. And now look at this. Look at Joe Black. Joe Black is enjoying this moment right now as this is pure chaos, exactly the kind of match that this team, Dishonor, loves.
You're right, Joe Black just soaking in the boos and the jeers here from this crowd here in the Action Building. But now the numbers will get a little even here once again as another member of Team SHW will be making their way out here momentarily.
There are only 2 left. Let's see who's coming. Uh-oh.
I see a lot of captaincies going up in this crowd here, this capacity crowd in the Action Building.
They sure are, as they are ready for war as their hero.
And here he comes, the people's captain, Gunnar Miller.
This is so interesting to see what's going to happen when Gunnar Miller enters into this war chamber. Who can forget what Gunnar Miller did a year ago at this very event in an absolute barn burner? They call it a banger for sure. When he retired Corey Hollis, could he have the same kind of fortune here in the war chamber?
And coming in with a purpose, the way he's laying in the clotheslines and these right hands now going to send Sal Rinauro across. Big back body drop there to Sal Rinauro from the people's captain, and he's got his eyes set on Sunny Days now.
Well, Gunnar Miller has a lot of issues, of course, with Dishonor. They cost him the opportunity at the SHW Championship.
And think about how the last show ended with Gunnar Miller spearing Sunny Days. And now Sunny wanting to measure a revenge, but it won't happen just yet as he got sent headfirst into the cage.
Absolutely, and when we think about again how Gunnar Miller...
Look at Sal Rinauro.
I understand his anger here. Gunnar Miller won the Rumble Jack, went from #1 to the very end, thought he'd get a guaranteed SHW title shot at a future show, maybe even the anniversary show. Instead, he had to have it that night and ended up losing the match.
Joe Black taking it to Murder One, but now Owen Knight coming into play, getting a few shots in on Joe Black. Now a boot there to Carly Bravo. There's a lot to keep up with here, fans. Both rings got a lot of action going on. Gunnar Miller kind of looking around who's going to be next for him.
And this is super interesting because, again, remember, there are only 2 members left to enter into this match. And once that happens, then we move into a place of submission or surrender. And you've got to think, will any of these folks at this particular point even consider submission or surrender and what that could do for the future of this company?
My goodness, Carly Bravo's face just rocked the whole ring there as he went face first into the cage, courtesy of David Ali. And look at Owen Knight firing away.
But Gunnar literally took Sal Rinauro from the top rope and slammed him with no problem.
Look out, Owen Knight charges in, catches Carly Bravo. Cannonball there from David Ali to Joe Black.
And here's a scary moment because we are just seconds away from the final entrant into the War Chamber for Team Dishonor. And we know who that's going to be, the SHW champion. And what a man to have enter last. Brilliant move, I've got to say there by Brooklyn. Oh, wait
a second.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that happen.
Cruel has Tank already reeling here.
Well, clearly these were going to be the last 2 men for their respective teams.
And who knows how long they've been brawling in the back.
You got
but
that
it looks
right.
like Cruel has the advantage here on Tank. Tank's a little wobbly here, down to a knee.
So here's the question now. If both of them enter here, then what happens?
Reverend Dan Wilson just used that, whatever that skull-like thing, whatever it is. He tried to plant it right to the spine of
I don't know how smart of a move that is. And now things are getting extremely scary. Reverend Dan Wilson is now being choked by Cruel.
You're right, Cruel's choking him out.
And what is this symbol here that Cruel has grabbed?
That skull that Reverend Dan usually brings to the ring,
Oh,
now he's
God.
going to use it as a
God.
weapon.
This is not good. And remember, this match is not supposed to be happening outside of the chamber. It's supposed to be happening inside of the chamber.
Yeah, keep in mind, a lot of action still taking place on the inside. And of course, following Cruel, there is our Booker Brooklyn out of here on the stage.
And so, again, there's a bit of confusion right now because Cruel has not entered the match yet because he's not stepped into the cage. It's standing room only here as literally every member, and now you see Sunny Days is busted wide open.
And Cruel takes Tank into the guardrail there to the first row.
Well, and think about the potential brilliance of this, though, because if Cruel takes Tank